Lamar Jackson is fed up. Fed up. And he has been taking matters into his own hands, right? Like, remember when there were all the rumors, oh, he's not really hurt, he's just mad at the team. And he put all the details of his injury on Twitter. And he said he's going to have his sit down with his man, I think Truz or on Truz, Truzz, whatever, his own, network. Hadn't done that yet, but he threw down a hammer today and tweeted just as Coach John Harbaugh was sitting down with reporters, Rob, at the owners' meetings. Lamar Jackson tweets this. It's lengthy, so buckle up. I want to first thank you all for all of the love and support you consistently show towards me. All of you are amazing, and I appreciate y'all so much. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer your questions in regards to my future plans. As of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization, for which the Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that has met me or been around me knows I love the game of football, and my dream is to help a team win the Super Bowl. You all are great, but I had to make a business decision that was best for my family and I. No matter how far I go or where my career takes me, I'll continue to be close to my fans of Baltimore, Flock Nation, and the entire state of Maryland. You'll see me again. There it is, Rob. Lamar Jackson. And remember, that was 5 days before they gave him the non-exclusive franchise tag on March 7th. And Rob, that might, and I'm speculating.
Right.
But that might be the reason they put the non-exclusive tag on him, right? Instead of the exclusive tag where he wouldn't have been able to negotiate with other teams. So they put the non-exclusive tag on him. Now it's less money, $45 million a year versus $32 million a year, but he can negotiate with other teams. So it's interesting, Rob, because, he's got to start getting offers. And if he doesn't get any offers for trade, then obviously it's a moot point, him wanting to be traded. Not a moot point, but, it's not as powerful. But I think it's enough. Remember, Rob, a few months ago, I said this was long. I think the season was still being played, the playoffs. I said he should request the trade publicly. That way he can kind of gain a little control of this situation. I don't know if this does that, though. It might be, I don't know if it's because it's much later, or maybe because we know now that no teams have, at least in these first few weeks, tried to make a deal for him. But it doesn't seem like this is giving him control of the situation. A little bit maybe, but not like full control, obviously.
Yeah, it's a situation where he was never going to have full control because of the language, and he wasn't an unrestricted free agent,
Right.
so he never had that. That's what Aaron Judge had, even though
I was saying he did technically, I guess, do it before the franchise tagged him, but
right.
I thought publicly, but.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
yeah, they still could have tagged him.
They still could have tagged him. Right. So he still was at their beck and call, so to speak.
Otherwise,
exactly, that's a better word. But anyway, my point is, I don't have an issue at all with Lamar. Sometimes you got to fight for what you believe in and what you want. And Chris, we both said we wish it was before last season. Like, remember we talked about holding out and making them come to the table at that time and making them make a deal. And he went and played, and we thought that was the wrong idea. You could say whatever you want about Ezekiel Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys, and that was done by Jerry Jones. But he got what he wanted. It's smart negotiation, Chris.
It was smart by him.
It was. And Emmitt Smith did the same thing.
Honestly, Rob, every productive running back should do that. Because running backs of all the positions, they got the shortest shelf life.
Right. You got to get paid. And my point is, and you just said it, Chris, running back. And we know Lamar is not just a running back, but he runs the football. That's why it's imperative. Right. That's why I fully am behind him and endorse him that he wants to get paid before he's tossed out with the baby bathwater, Chris.
Right.
We know it. He's seen it. I wish he would have done it earlier, as we said. I do. But now he's here.
And I'm with you. I don't blame him for anything. I mean, I've said I think at this point he needs to get an agent. I just think it's going to be hard for him to negotiate this by himself. Just when I'm sure he's going to be working out, taking care of business, making sure he's ready to play for whoever he plays for. And that's just, even Rob, if you don't have an agent, the player isn't typically the one negotiating. You know what I'm saying? You might have a lawyer, you might have a family friend, somebody, but it's not usually you. And in this case,
it's a dirty business,
it
Chris.
Is him, and it has to be absolute.
It's a dirty business.
We don't negotiate with Fox Sports Radio or Fox Sports One.
You don't want to be in the room for that. Okay, you just don't.
Because they're gonna be like, man, y'all. They're going to be
Chris
trying to get the best deal for them. Right.
The odd couple's okay.
You ain't Stephen A.
Right. Or you know what I mean? Or something like that. And it was like, oh, wait a minute.
It's just, but.
That Teicher's Tower of Trivia is really what's powering that, powering those podcast numbers. It's not Rob and Chris.
Let the owners be the bad guy.
Right.
Let them be the bad, or I'm sorry, the agents. But I do think, Rob, you hit on something. And I think this goes for, as you said, we both thought he should have sat out last year, held out initially before the season. And I had mentioned a few months ago, I guess it was when he was injured, but maybe during the playoffs or whatever, when I said he should publicly request the trade. That would have been months before their decision to franchise him. And so I think, Rob, he may have done these things too late, if anything. And that's not, his fault. I mean, I think he honestly was trying to negotiate in good faith and give them the benefit of the doubt, thinking that they were going to eventually take care of him.
Right.
And they haven't. And my only thing is, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, is this going to change? Like, teams still have not come out and tried to make a deal for him.
Not yet, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible.
It doesn't mean that it's
right.
Well, of course, not impossible, but I mean, it's a little baffling and troubling if you're, I mean, it doesn't. No team has to go after him,
right? No,
and that's what I'm concerned about. Is look, at the end of the day, 32 million or 200 million, or let's say 175 fully guaranteed million is better than nothing. And so I'm not saying settle yet, but he's got to be, don't let your, pride stop you from getting paid a good amount of money, even if it's not what you believe you deserve. And be honest, I think not what he deserves.
Yeah, it's
because you only got one NFL.
No, definitely. When there were more leagues, Chris, people got paid. People don't remember the USFL, but that's where go do your history on it.
They were paying cats.
They were paying cats, and the NFL was losing people left and right. Reggie White played there, Chris.
Herschel Walker,
right?
Steve Young, Reggie White.
They all played in the USFL because they were offering real money, in the NFL at that time thought they had a monopoly and didn't think people would leave. Oh, you're not going to that league? What?
Right.
I think
it was a decent league. I mean,
was.
Obviously, they had some good players.
They
Nothing's come close to that.
No, that was the best. That was the best startup league, Chris. I agree. I even went to a game at Giant Stadium.
No, it was
sold out.
Yeah, it was legit. There's no doubt.